Magnificent Seven. What a shitty ass old movie. I mean, I couldn't even someone like it. Now hold it right there, mister. Put down your phone. Slowly. Now let someone who actually knows something about this thing review the movie. Time to review Magnificent Seven. The Magnificent Seven is a 1960 western directed by John Sturges and starring a lot of famous actors. The most famous ones being Yul Brenner, Steve McQueen, Eli Wallach, and Charles Bronson. Now, as many of you know, if you follow this channel at all, I am a big lover of classic Hollywood westerns. And I grew up watching them with my father, so I'm relatively biased in the sense that I've seen pretty much the most famous ones, even though there are still some classics that I have to check out, that are not going to be liked by today's generations, because they are old movies, let's be honest. So a lot of people are going to just find them boring, annoying, but I grew up with them, and watching The Magnificent Seven again after I don't know how many years since I first watched it with my father on TV. It was a great experience all over again. And first of all, compared to most modern movies, this movie doesn't focus so much on the action and on the set pieces of Western movies. It focuses more on the characters, and that's what was important during the golden era of Westerns, because this is one of the last few most important Westerns of that era before the arrival of Sergio Leone with that Dollar trilogy in 1964, if I'm not mistaken, the first one. So this one is a very important hallmark. It is recognized as being one of the better westerns ever made, and for good reason in my opinion. The story is a remake of the 1954 movie by Akira Kurosawa, The Seven Samurais, and it's about a small village that's being raided every once in a while by an evil outlaw, and the townsfolk hire a group of 7 people to help them defend themselves. And it's a classic tale, everyone likes it, and for good reasons, because you care about the characters. Even though a couple of them aren't really all that important, honestly, they just are there, like the guy with the knife is there, but doesn't really have that much characterization to himself, and the guy that goes away in the end and then comes back again and just dies. Okay, I guess. But the other ones do have some characterizations. You have Yul Brenner, who looks pretty damn cool. You have Steve McQueen, who is even cooler. But don't tell Yul Brenner, because they hated each other on set, and he always thought that hiring Steve McQueen was a bad decision because he was too big of a star. Little bit of trivia for you guys. And also, honestly, my personal favorite character was the one of Charles Bronson. He was very fun, very captivating to watch, and of all the arcs in the movie, his one was the most emotional. And once we get to the end of the movie, I almost shed a tear. I was like, man, strong stuff. I also really like the villain played by Eli Wallach, more famous for playing the ugly in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, and he was also pretty damn good, even though it wasn't that much in the movie as I remembered. And just like with every single movie from the golden era of westerns, the second act is the most slow one, because in the first act you find all the heroes, it's fun, yeah, it's exciting, and then the second act is characterization for the characters, some might say, but in my opinion it's just sometimes nothing, honestly. But the third act of the movie is great. You get the Magnificent Seven, they attack on the town to defend it from the evil bandits. It was a great fight scene for the time, especially because nowadays they're going to be obviously more advanced with technology, CGI, better practical effects, but for the time it was still very fun. There are a couple of violent things that were very edgy for the time, and we're still talking about 1960. So I love this movie. It's a very, very great Western, and you know what I also love? The soundtrack by Elmer Bernstein. It's one of the better Western soundtracks out there, honestly, and I really hope they use it in the remake. I really hope they use at least the theme. Wow. So overall, I think you should check out The Magnificent Seven because it is a very good Western. It has solid performances, interesting characters. If you're not into Westerns or you're not used to watching older ones, you're probably not going to like it as much as I did, but if you do, definitely watch it. It's worth your time. And honestly, I'm super excited for the remake that's coming out, and it's coming out, of course, 1 week later in Italy, like with every other single movie apparently. But I can't wait to check it out and to bring you guys a review, so I wanted to revisit the original before that one comes out. And while I know that probably it's not going to have more interesting characters or other cliches that honestly I don't mind, it's definitely going to have better action sequences and set pieces, and Denzel, Ethan Hawke, Byung-Gun Lee, Chris Pratt, Vincent D'Onofrio. Oof, it's gonna be a really packed movie full of stars. But still, guys, have you seen The Magnificent Seven from 1960? Are you interested in the remake? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.